what I want to do now is ask you just to quickly give you a bit of an idea about what you would like to talk about today.
Okay, that sounds good. I think the first thing we should do is just to prove to everybody that we are following the rules.
I was wondering why you got that.
Yeah, there we go. So where are we? Hang on, 2 meters is, oh, it's there. There you go. Right, so we're just about okay. As long as you don't move your head forward.
Well, I may need to move my head forward just to control what I need to control here.
So anyway, we'll put that to one side. So thank you for inviting me, first of all. It's really good to be able to share a bit of time. We, as you may not know, Glyn and I work closely together. I have done for 7 years.
Yeah, something like that.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Yeah.
Scary how quickly time flies.
Very, very quickly.
I've been attending this church for about 30 years, which is
30 years,
ridiculous.
That's a crazy amount of time.
But there you go. It's just less than that. I think we moved here in around about 1989, 1990, something like that. So 30 years pretty much. I've been the minister here for the last 8 years. So in 2012 I was ordained as the minister here, and before that I was what they call a minister in training, all boring stuff like getting ready for ministry and all that. But a little bit of my story. So when I left school, I went and repaired office equipment, did that for over 20 years, and then came into the whole kind of training for ministry later in life.
Okay, and I guess we will be looking a bit further into that and a few things that you want to pull out of that for our interview a bit later. But he'll be here, part of the fun, part of the things that we've got planned for the rest of the show. But just so that you're aware, I'm almost certain I didn't put my mic on. So what I'm going to do is just quickly say hello again. See, my mic wasn't turned on.
Oh dear.
And although the sound was on, but anyway, it's my fault. Welcome. There's going to be a youth challenge, as I said, on the actual, on the presentation there. There'll be an interview with Trevor, as you've just heard, what the sort of things he will be talking about. And there'll be a challenge where I have to do a few random things. I mean, last week, Trev, you've seen the episode where, and if you just look behind you there, there's actually...
Oh, do you want it back?
No, I don't want to go anywhere near it.
There just to remind everybody.
Yeah, this is what I had to do last week. I had to eat a large spoonful of this absolutely gorgeous, no, it wasn't so gorgeous, spread called Marmite. It is definitely a love it or hate it thing. I'd say I suffered for about 3 days after it. So thank you to the individual who gave me that challenge. Very much appreciated. And I've had no end of sort of funny remarks about it. You know, I get messages with Marmite time, is it? And, you know, well, people sending me Marmite.
Didn't somebody, so we do a quiz on Thursday nights,
yeah.
Which is for anybody who wants to join us. Mm-hmm. And I think one of the people who participated, that was part of their name, wasn't it? Something to do with Marmite?
Yeah, the Marmite Squad, I think it was.
Yeah, something like that.
It was just absolutely ridiculous. I can't believe that. I'm really not happy about it. Oh, it wasn't nice at all. The less said about it, I guess, the better. Has anything interesting happened for you this week, Trev? Do you think?
Well, I don't know how much the world out there knows about Sussex Street Christian Centre, but a little bit of detail about us. We're in the centre of Rhyl, and we're having some alterations made to our buildings at the moment, which we're very excited about because we're looking forward to seeing where that goes and how we can be a part of our community here in Rhyl. The people who were doing the building have gone home, thankfully. They were making an awful lot of noise earlier on today, but they have departed the building, which is great news for us, so we won't be disturbed. So we're having some alterations done to the building. So yeah, it's good, exciting. Do you want to know what they are?
What, for today, or what we're having
what
done
they've done
here?
today.
Oh, well, I mean, I don't know. How are you just going to explain what's been going on? If you want, that's fine.
Okay, so alterations to the kitchen, reception, and the toilets. So today they've taken out the glass wall in the reception area, so that's nicely opened up.
Oh, it's huge. I walked in and I was shocked how big the space is now.
Yeah, it does make it look very different. And then they've done some other stuff with the outside of the buildings. So I was just thinking, actually, if people want to see a bit more, they could go to our YouTube channel.
Yes, they could.
Have a look at the progress.
Yep, if you would like to see the progress, what we're doing is we're doing a daily video, Monday through Friday, about the progress. And we've started right from day one, and we are now on, well, today is day 13. And a lot has happened since the beginning, hasn't there?
Yeah, definitely.
So if you would like to see those videos from the first to the last, they're only around about 3.5 to 4 minutes long. The shortest is about 2, but the mean average is roughly, let's say, about 3. But they're on the Sussex Street Christian Centre YouTube channel, and they're also posted onto Facebook daily at our Facebook page under Sussex Street Christian Centre at Rill. So,
excellent.
Yeah.
Anything else exciting happening?
Well, it's hard to say what, I mean, excitement is subjective, isn't it?
Well, that's very true.
Exciting, not particularly. I'm just reading at the moment for university and writing essays. So I've got a, you know, like there's a ream of paper has 500 sheets.
Yes,
I printed off, you know, just shy of 500 sheets of journals just to read in order to write an essay. The problem is that it's only a 3,000 word essay, but you need yeah.
That's not many words to...
It's not very many words to actually...
Do you know how many words there are on average to a page of A4?
It's about 600, isn't it?
I don't know. Just one.
Oh, you just threw me careful. Oh, I would... No, hang on. That's a good question, actually.
Well, it depends how big your font is, obviously.
It does.
But it was just an interesting fact.
I tell you what you can do then. If anyone knows out there, you can actually start, you know, commenting on the video if you want on Facebook, because we're streaming live for the first time to Facebook and YouTube simultaneously. And you'll probably notice there's a bit more sort of fancier graphics on the screen because we upgraded a little bit of our software, which is grand. Makes things look a little bit nicer. But anyway, so yeah, that's been my kind of interesting part of the week. Vaguely interesting. I've learnt a lot, don't get me wrong. What I've learnt is very interesting, but I wouldn't say that it's not like parachuting and paragliding and, you know, bungee jumping or, I don't know, throwing Marmite at people.
Never fancied bungee jumping.
No, I've done that a few times.
I know you have.
I think it's, yeah, no, anyway. It just shows you how stupid I am for doing it more than once.
Brave.
But seriously, no, it's painful, you know. Bungee jumping's painful.
Is it?
Or you're harnessed in. The harness side of things isn't the painful bit. It's when you reach the total max of the extension of the bungee, and then you're pulled back up again, and all the blood rushes to your head, and you feel like your eyes are going to pop out your head.
Wow. Does it feel like a free fall at first, then?
Oh yeah.
And then so I'm guessing you kind of throw yourself off. Yeah. And then even when you've got to the rope and it's starting to stretch, you're still going down, aren't you?
You're still going down, but it's that point when the little bit of tension starts going. Okay. That's when you start realising, okay, this is you better hope it doesn't snap, type of thing. Oh. Yeah, it's not very nice. Yeah. For a brief moment that does run through your mind, but as soon as you pop back up again, it's like, I've survived. But yeah, being hung upside down for a prolonged amount of time, as well as they lower you down to the ground, is pretty hard going as well, because it doesn't relieve any of the blood rushing to your head.
Okay, wow.
But anyway, yeah, it's definitely a thrill. But I did it in South Africa, and when I took some of the young people from when I was working at St. Asaph, or I took a group from here, Ben, I think Ben alone, along with me, went bungee jumping, and he really enjoyed it as well. So, yeah. Anyway, how about let's get to the youth challenge for this week?
Okay. Yeah.
Because last week we challenged you guys to take a pack of Jacob's Cream crackers. Well, it doesn't have to be Jacob's, I just happen to have Jacob's.
Other crackers are available.
Other crackers are available and are fine to use for this challenge. And that challenge was to fit as many of these without cracking them as possible into your mouth. Okay, so Trevor and I were going to demonstrate this because this challenge still stands. Now, it's not just a matter of doing it. What I encourage you to do is make a video of yourself doing it. Whoa. I have no idea what happened there.
Are we still on?
We're still on, I think. Yeah, yes, we are.
Bit
But anyway, so you need to take one of these bad boys or a handful and see how many you can get. Take a video, make a video of it, and then post it to Facebook, to our Facebook group, GYVOCY Facebook group, and I will based on how many you get in your mouth. So if you've got the most in your mouth by all the different people who've sent their videos in, you win, and you get bragging rights on YouTube because it will be shown on this video. Is that fair?
Sounds good. Yeah.
Okay.
So how many do you reckon?
I don't know. You figure it. I don't know. Should we just try it and see how many we can get in our mouths? And your challenge then is to beat ours. Now, Trevor's got a bit of a big mouth because he's a reverend. I'm a trainee big mouth person because I'm a minister in training.
Okay.
So
I reckon
the top one's broken, so I'm going to remove that.
Mine's not. I'm hoping mine more.
Well, I dropped one pack, so
you know. So two's probably a bit easy, isn't it?
Two. Well, I don't know.
How long have you got to hold them in your mouth for?
Well, just keep going. You get and keep adding them. That's two.
That's two. That's too easy. Come on.
3.
Oh, I'm going to go for 4.
You're going to say 4?
Yeah.
4. Okay.
That's it. It's not easy. Okay, 6.
Okay.
I beg your pardon.
Oh, hang on.
Okay. I think it's
4.
better idea. Take them out and put them back in again.
1, 2, 4, 6.
6.
He's getting a challenge because.
What are you going for now? 7 or 8?
Do you know what? Let's just go for 8.
8. Okay.
Oh, hold on. Let's put them like that. Oh gosh, yeah. That's about a centimetre.
I'm going to have to go for 7.
Okay.
Dislocate my jaw.
So that might. Are you in? Have you got it in? Hey, okay. So if I get 8 now in safe without cracking them. No, I put my fingers through one of the bubbles.
Yeah.
No, check.
Yeah. No,
okay.
Go on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. If I get this in, then I've kind of beaten you. Huh?
See, I've had an idea.
Oh no! No! Hang on. That's not count. That doesn't count. No, I get that. Okay, I'm going to try that again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh no, I did 8.
What?
That's 8.
Oh no! 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay.
Right. So, is this cheating, Glyn? This is the big question now.
How are you going to do it? What, you're going for? Well, that's 9. Is that if you can hold them in your mouth? Well, so that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. You've gone for 9. Okay, fine. All right. Okay. All right.
I reckon we can go for more than that.
Hang on. Let's have a look here. You're gonna try for more because how have you? Oh, you've just separated them into 2 parts, haven't you? So that's 2,
1,
4,
2, 3, 4,
5,
6, 7,
5,
8,
10.
9, 10, 11, 12.
You're going for 12.
I'm going for 12.
Oh, okay. I may as well go for 12 because.
Okay. We should have a drum roll or something. That's not good. Have you got a sound effect on your thing?
Probably.
Oh, come on.
Hang on. Right, just bear with me. I've got to open a big doc now.
Yeah, but we've got to have a.
Oh no, it's not that one, is it? Force quit. Force quit. Force. Go on. Force.
All right.
To quit.
Forget the drum roll.
Yeah,
Never mind.
All right.
Here we go.
Hang on. Yeah, you. Are you going for 12? Is it 12?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, look. See? 6 and 6.
Drum roll.
Drum roll. Ba-da-dum.
It's 2 words, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, it'd help if I spelt it right. Drum roll. Come on. Comedy drum fill. What does this sound like?
Right, I lost the corner
Drum
off that
dub.
one. That was a fail.
That's not right. Anyway, yeah. Okay,
Right,
so
go
you've
on.
gone for 12.
I went for 12 and I lost the corner.
2, 4, 6, 2,
So
4,
I'm,
6.
I'm not going to count that.
You're not going to count the 12. You're going to go. Okay.
No,
so.
I'm still going to go for 12. I'm going to have a
But
second
the
go.
thing is, when you open your mouth so wide, it narrows. It doesn't get wider.
Oh, I see. This
Yeah.
side,
So
yes.
yeah, the sides.
Well, go on if you.
Oh, it's all going to fall apart, isn't it? See, that's what I mean. It's like horrible. Hang on.
I
Oh.
think you can do it.
What if you interleave them a little bit?
No.
Oh, that just makes it thicker, doesn't it?
Thicker.
It makes it even thicker. Right. I hope you're not making loads of crumbs, Trev. Oh! 12.
Got a response from somebody.
I got 12. Did I? I have no idea what's going on. Okay, so let's have a look. Okay, I'm listening to myself here. This isn't good. Okay, let's have a quick gander. What's that on? All right, okay. So that's 12. We're gonna try 14. We may as well. We've all done 12. We've had 12 crackers in our mouths. If you can beat 12, or if you can beat us doing 14, that's to say if we do 14, then
1,
you know
2,
you've got
3,
to try and
4,
beat
5,
it.
6, 7. Okay. So 7 and 7's 14. Yep.
Yeah.
we
2,
having it?
4, 6, 7. Yes. 2, 4, 6, 7. Yeah. I mean, it's fairly simple when you think about it, in terms of maths. Just add 1 extra to what we had on both sides. Right. Oh, I've just dropped a cracker. Okay. 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 This one's difficult. This one's definitely.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I think you held him in for at least 3 seconds. That means you're okay. Oh, do you know what? I'm going to give up because I tried everything then and I just wasn't getting any purchase on the crackers in the middle. So they would just keep popping out.
So 14 maybe.
So
we'll settle for 12 though, folks.
I reckon 12 is a good number. Let me just zoom out a bit. Now, just bear with me. I'm going to try if I can find a bin. Unless you want to actually eat them, Trev.
You got any cheese?
No. Oh, the same bin from the...
Oh, is that the Marmite challenge
That's
bin?
from the Marmite challenge last week. Some may recognise it. Just got crumbs all over the floor, Trev. Have you?
Yeah, I have. Sorry about that.
That's all right. There's the bin.
Thank
Just give
you.
a quick little tidy up. But anyway, okay, so there's the challenge. That's the sort of thing that we're looking for. Make yourself, record yourselves doing it. We need to be able to see the numbers. We need to be able to see you counting the crackers, put them in your mouth, hold them there for a minimum of 3 seconds, and then away we go. The crackers cannot be cracked in any way. They've got to be whole, and just post your videos on our Facebook page. And if you happen to be the only person who does it, then you automatically win. That's
very true.
But if you manage to beat us at 12, 12 is the consensus here. Okay.
I mean, I'm claiming 14, but I'll settle
fine.
for 12.
Okay. So let's go for 12 then. Okay. Yeah.
You can beat 12.
If you can beat 12, then go for it. We'd love to see you try. Okay, so there's the new challenge. Get on with it. Excellent. Before we move on to the interview and we grill Trevor a little bit, I want to sort of encourage you to either start texting in now or messaging in on Facebook or on YouTube in the comments section what you would like me to do next week. If you'd like an idea as to what I've done, last week we did, as I've mentioned, that we did. I had to take a teaspoon, not a teaspoon, it was a dessert spoon of Marmite. okay, a massive teaspoon. I said teaspoon again, didn't I? Dessert spoon of Marmite, and it was revolting. So as long as the challenge that you set me isn't illegal, immoral, fattening or unsafe to me or someone else, I will do it. But you need to tell me what to do, so please leave a comment in the comment section or leave a message on Facebook. Is that fair? Okay.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Okay, can I just do a technology check?
What's that?
My mic, is it on?
Yes. Well, it is here. Are you turned on?
Well, I am, but it's normally shows
that's fine. Don't
number one.
Well, it's showing up here, so you're okay.
That's all right. As long as you can hear me. You know, I'd hate to be a big mouth without having the sound to go with it.
Okay.
Do you want the bin again? Is it?
No. Sorry, I'm quite happy eating this
eat
one
that
actually. Mm.
You'll note that we got some water.
We do need water.
If you're going to have dry crackers in your mouth and then try and breathe through your mouth, it dries your mouth out.
Anyway, they were quite powdery, these actually.
Yeah.
They're very nice though. I do like Jacob's cream crackers. They are the best of
better
the
with
lot.
cheese, they are.
Yeah, I agree.
But other crackers are available.
Yeah. We're not very brand aware here, are we at all?
We're not. Absolutely not brand aware.
That's it. This isn't an Apple. This isn't an Apple. This isn't IKEA. That isn't LG. But anyway. So, Trev, let's crack on with...
I'm breaking the set as well now. Oh my goodness.
Let's crack on and have our time together where we chat about something that you've brought along this afternoon. So off you go.
I don't remember arriving with anything.
Okay, well you've arrived here having been on a journey of life.
Oh,
let's talk in simple platitudes. You've all been on a journey.
Life is like an onion.
It's got layers. I thought you were going to say something else then. It was like life is like a wet omelette.
Oh, I've not heard that one. Tell me more.
Neither have I. I've just made it up.
Okay.
It was
so what sort of things do you want to...
It was a yolk, okay?
It's not very fun.
It's terrible, isn't it? Flat as a pancake. It fell flat.
Yeah. Oh dear me.
Getting worse.
Cheesy,
Okay.
Those are just
so what do you want to talk about?
cheesy.
You tell us a bit more about yourself.
Okay. So I'm married. I've been married for... Hang on a minute. I need to get this right.
I do need a drum roll, yeah.
32 years. I know. I don't look old enough. Somebody said to me recently that they thought I was in my 30s, so I got married very young, obviously. We've got 2 children, 2 sons. They're both married and have left home. And as we've said already, I'm the minister here at Sussex Street Christian Centre. But that's not always been the case. So part of my journey, as I mentioned, was repairing office equipment. But I've been involved in church for the majority of my life. In my teenage years, a bit more kind of on and off. But then in my 20s and beyond, I've been involved in church life, been involved particularly in youth work and children's work for many, many years. And for various circumstances, because of various circumstances, in the early 90s, I moved from doing nice, well-behaved, well, most of the time, well-behaved Christian church-based youth work, and then I went to work for Denbighshire County Council Youth Service, based at Rill Youth Club, which back in the day was part of the high school as it was then, which was part of the leisure centre. Those of you who went to Rill High will remember you went into the entrance, which is now by the swimming pool, and the youth club was down a corridor inside there. So yeah, that's kind of where I was in the 90s, probably about 10 years I worked there, maybe a bit more. Did some really fun things. We took the young people to Alton Towers. So I think there was 6 adults and about 45 to 50 teenagers. That was exciting, but we made it there and back safely. But I suppose one of the things I wanted to talk about really was the difference of working with teenagers.
Over time or on the 2 different places?
2 different places, so quite a contrast,
yeah,
really, between church-based youth work and what is known as secular youth work. So by secular, it means it's not church, it's to do with what's out
outside agencies, yeah.
So working at the youth club, one of the things that I kind of noticed, and I don't quite know how to describe it in polite terms, but let's just say that the meaning of some words, particularly swear words, depending on the way that you say them, they mean something different sometimes. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I would, yes and no. I don't think. I think it just needs a little bit more explaining.
Okay, so let's use a nice simple terminology. So we'll pretend that I've just arrived here and Glyn is gonna greet me. So,
hello, what's your name?
Hiya! That's
okay.
one way of greeting Glyn. So we'll do it again, slightly differently.
Hiya, you alright?
Yeah, I suppose.
Okay.
So you can see there's a difference there. Used a slightly different word, but I want you to imagine that we just use the same word, okay? And for the sake of this process, so that I don't get into trouble with anybody that might be watching this, we're going to use the word albatross, okay? So when Glyn greets me, he's going to say that word, and when I greet him back, I'm going to say the same word back. And we'll see if we can make a meaning out of just that one word.
Okay.
So there's a challenge for you.
Albatross.
Albatross.
That's like cheesy. It's albatross.
Albatross.
Okay.
Okay, but you could, so I'm going to start this time. Albatross.
Albatross.
So
the sound
makes a difference, doesn't it? The way that you say a word. I don't know if some of you watching might be younger, a lot younger than I am, maybe in teenage years, and you know, the person responsible for you says, "Oh, what are you doing?" And you might respond, would use the same word again. Albatross.
Albatross?
Or you might say nothing. Or where have you been? Nowhere. Yeah, there's a very definite way of kind of saying and responding. And I discovered that the group of young people that I was particularly working with, we did all sorts of different stuff. We would do some cooking sometimes. We did some various activities. So one of the things, in fact, that could be a good challenge. So one of the challenges that we did was to build a mechanism that would lower an uncooked egg, so still in its shell, from the balcony, which was about, I don't know, 3 meters up. So to get to the egg without breaking it from the top balcony down onto the floor. And listening to these young people talking to each other, they would swear quite regularly. But actually, it wasn't that they were being aggressive to each other or unkind to each other. It was kind of a way of talking that meant something to them, meant something to each other. And I discovered that, you know, it was almost a greeting sometimes. I'd come in and sort of say hello in my usual cheesy way maybe, and they would respond by swearing at me, but actually sometimes it was kind of a nice greeting.
Like an endearment type of thing.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, it's
So
weird, isn't it?
Yeah, sometimes when people swear at you, you can tell it's an aggressive kind of form of communication, but other times you kind of think, well, it's okay. So I guess that then leads me to perhaps ask us, what's wrong with swearing?
Swearing? That's a really good question when you think of it, because I remember, growing up, it was always, that's a naughty word, you shouldn't say that, Glyn. And I'm not saying from an early age, don't get me wrong. I think I remember the first time I swore in front of my parents. And my mum just looked at me, because we were in the car. I remember it like it was yesterday, because let's say her reaction to me swearing wasn't necessarily one desired from me, expected, or, but looking back, I could understand why. But what is wrong with swearing? It depends on its use, how it's used, when it's used, where it's used. Is the use of it disrespectful? If I was to swear in front of you and I know that you don't like swearing, I'm disrespecting you.
Yep.
Because it is offensive to you. Would that be a fair thing?
Yeah.
But I guess depending on its use, it would be something like if I stubbed my toe and an expletive, a swear word came out of my mouth. I uttered a word, an expletive. It's not pointed at anyone in particular as a horrible thing. It's like a, yeah, that's a tough one.
Isn't it? It's an interesting question, because for some of us, we probably don't in our day-to-day language swear very much, and yet for other people it might be just part of normal language, and that's what I found out, really, that it wasn't that they particularly meant anything by it, and yet for me, I would choose not to use that terminology most of the time. I think it's fair to say that, yeah, if you kind of bang your toe or hit yourself on the finger with a very sharp object, that,
or a heavy object,
or a
dropped
heavy
on air,
that you might utter something that might not be part of your day-to-day language. But yeah, it's a question that I think we ought to think about.
I think that isn't to say that, although we're posing this question, or you've posed this question, that it's a really interesting thought experiment as to why do you think people get all up in arms, like your teachers, your parents, or your grandparents, whoever's in authority, don't like the use of swearing in particular places and times and spaces. I think that's an interesting question to have. And I don't think at any point what we've said is allowing or giving you permission to swear. I think, are we?
No, definitely not.
Okay. Your facial expression was there. It's like, he's completely misunderstood what I said.
No, I was trying to think, have I?
Well, no, I don't know that.
I don't think I have.
Well, I'm just clarifying. That isn't what we're saying. What Trevor is saying is it's an interesting question to ask. And it might be worth a fun discussion or conversation to have with your parents or whoever looks after you.
Yep.
So why don't you like swearing? And yet your parents may swear all the time.
Yeah.
They may have a very different opinion of swearing.
Yeah,
it might actually be a bit like punctuation.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, you see that sometimes, don't you? So for me, I'm aware that sometimes I will use pauses, or I'll use kind of or ooh, and that becomes my form of punctuation.
Yeah.
Rightly or wrongly, for somebody who uses speech an awful lot, when I'm in church, that's part of what I do. So for me to kind of have that facility of being able to use language properly, as I would see it, is quite important to me.
But it's restricted to a particular. It doesn't include that type of language from what you normally do.
No.
And I think we both, if we were being completely honest, you know, we're not perfect in this. Is that I've sworn in the past, and every now and then I slip up with it. There've been times where you're in the middle of a conversation, and without thinking, it just comes out. It's like it's a weird, insidious sort of. It's there, isn't it?
So, I suppose just moving that slightly differently, are some swear words worse than others? So, I'll say I've got two boys. They would argue that there are certain words that I think are swear words that they don't think are swear words. So how about for you? Is that? Would you agree with that statement?
I think for a long time, all swearing was kind of any kind of word that would have been deemed like, I don't want to use any. That's the thing with it.
Very wise.
Yes. I think any word that my parents' parents, anything I wouldn't say in front of my grandparents, I didn't say in front of my parents. I think that was a general rule, and that's what was said. That was what was told. That's the advice I was given by my dad. Was that if you wouldn't say it in front of your grandparents, don't say it in front of us. And it was it's like building in a bit of respect for them. And it's a bit like you know the way I used to talk to my parents sometimes. Would I have spoken to my grandparents like that? And I guess it's a good rule to have. Mm-hmm. Is that still the case? I have my moments.
So you're saying that there are certain.
Are you putting words in my mouth by saying that?
I'm just checking what you're actually saying.
Okay, go on.
So, are there some words that you would class
as worse
than others, or not?
I would, but without being able to give examples of them. And everyone's list would be different. If you were to give them a hierarchy of saying what's the worst word you can think of at number 1, and number 10 is like it's nowhere near as bad as number 1. Yeah. I think everyone's would be slightly different, but I've almost got an idea as to which one would be in first place for the majority of people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fair.
So yes, in my head there are worse ones. There are some grey ones, and what I mean by grey is that it's neither here nor there. It's based on the person that will receive that word and interpret it differently. Yeah. You know, we could think of colonialisms, and what I mean by that is that, well, that's not right. Colonialism is wrong. Colloquial, sayings that are taken from particular places. It's a bit like slang from, let's say, boss isn't a swear word, but it means great or good, excellent. In Liverpool, let's think of the word, and I know Trevor doesn't like this, so he's going to have to I'm going to have to restrain him back. Just remember the 2 metre rule, okay? Is the word crap.
Yep.
I know people in Canada, or I know that for certain regions in America, crap means trash. It means rubbish. It means actual like I had a bin then.
Yep.
It was the stuff you put in the bin. It's trash.
Yep.
It's crap. It doesn't necessarily mean the stuff that comes out your backside.
When you say it like that, it doesn't sound very good, does it? But anyway.
Well, no, but the thing is, it has 2 meanings, doesn't it, there?
Yeah.
And it depends on how the person receives it and interprets it. But the majority of time, if I was to say, oh, that is crap, in my head, I'm thinking, well, that was rubbish.
Yeah.
But the word that starts with an S that is connected to that word as well, pretty much means the same thing, but in a more severe way. And that word is considered a lot worse than
the other one.
Yeah. You see how difficult this is.
Yeah, but okay, so that again, let's just push that a little bit. In our part of the world, most of us speak English. which we think matches the language that they speak in America. And yet there are some words that for us are quite normal.
Sorry, I've just thought of a few. I'm sorry, I just remember. I just realised where you're going with this. This is funny. Okay,
and yet for people in the USA, it would be quite offensive. Probably not so much these days, but you know, in certain situations, words that we would think are normal in the UK can be misunderstood over there.
Yeah, I'm thinking of things that are derogatory to certain people groups, or derogatory to certain orientational groups of people.
Well, see, there's
a lot of mismatch where it means one thing here and means something completely different there.
Yeah.
You know, like, let's just say it, because for the majority of people who are going to be watching this are going to be of a certain youth age, but the word rubber here.
There you go.
Yeah, can you see where the word rubber here is completely innocent, because what you mean by that is you are using an eraser to rub pencil off. But when you use the word rubber in America,
it means something completely different.
Yeah.
Go on, say it.
It's a condom. Okay. Now and you know, I've said it a few times. When I've been on holiday in America, and I've gone into a shop, and granted, the last time I went to America, I think I was about 13.
Okay, I'm fascinated why, when you're on holiday, you would want to go and buy a pencil eraser.
Because I had pencils and I lost my rubber. Now
so
you
can imagine. Now,
please.
Wow!
So please,
this is getting better.
Yeah. But you have to realise my complete naivety. Going into this store and having to explain this completely innocently and say, where would I find the rubbers, to the person behind the counter, and the person behind the counter had a shock of their life, because what is someone the age of 13 wanting to purchase these things for?
Pack of condoms.
Yes. Now their face went white and shocked and like, where are your parents? And I pointed at them. And then they called him over and explained the situation. And he said, no, what he means is a rubber to rub pencil off.
Yep.
Oh, you mean an eraser?
Yeah.
I was like, yes, an eraser, please.
Yep.
So
it happens, doesn't it?
Yeah, misunderstandings.
Yeah,
and
that's right. So one of my two sons, he's over in New Zealand at the moment, and he made an innocent comment about a particular item that he was looking for, and the people there were shocked at the word that he used. I'm not going to tell you what it is, because I don't want to cause offence to anybody that might be watching this from anywhere, because for me to tell you what that word was, I would then have to explain it, which gets me down a right old rabbit hole that I'm not going to go down. But I hope you can understand this idea of language and how we use language. So I've told you already I'm a minister, so it might not be any surprise that for me what it says in the Bible is important. And I think the Bible does have something to say about the way that we use language and the way that we speak to each other.
Well, you know what my next question is?
I know, and I could feel my throat going. So I went for some water. I was not avoiding the question.
All right, okay. While you're at it, I'll have something now.
So go on, ask the question.
What does the Bible say about this?
So, well, in a few different places, the Bible talks about swearing. So this is my phone going now.
That's right, tell you what, go on, take it live, take it live, go on. This is our first live call in. You won't be able to hear what is said, but this is one of our contractors here at Sussex Street.
Oh.
Hello. How you doing, Matt?
Are you still at church?
I am still at church, yes. Do you know...
I'm on my way. I'll be there in 10, okay?
Okay, you're just live on YouTube. Isn't that exciting for you?
Sorry.
No, don't be sorry at all. Glyn and I are doing the...
Gen Youth VOCY live channel.
We're doing that And
All right.
you've just found an opportune moment as we were having a discussion about language and the use of certain
Expletives.
sorts of language. So there you go.
Oh, Brooke, I am.
So we will see you in a little while.
All right, see you shortly.
All right, bye,
Bye
Matt.
for now.
Bye, 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 bye.
Okay, so yeah, so you said there was a couple of places in the Bible that it mentions about language and the use of it. Is that right?
Yes, so
Okay.
I think it's Jesus' Sermon on the Mount. He talks about swearing. And a lot of people have kind of picked that up as, oh, the Bible says you shouldn't swear. Actually, that's more about making an oath. So,
Swearing an oath.
yes,
Yeah,
swearing an oath, which is
So making a
slightly
big
different.
promise, isn't it?
That's right. So I'm not sure that kind of means the same thing. But then in another part of the Bible, a book called James, a letter to James, that talks about letting your yes be yes and your no be no. So maybe it's about using words. So I'm going to use a word that's going to make you smile, and that's context.
Oh no, it's not going to make me smile. It's going to give me a twitch. Sorry. I'll explain why later or another time. But
Another time.
yeah, but there's another part in James where it talks about, and I'm sure you may be going to this. I don't know. I don't want to preempt it, but actually, tell you what, finish what you were going to say, and then I'll jump in afterwards.
So I think it's important that when we are using language, that actually we kind of mean what we say. So coming back to the use of the word albatross, that could actually be misunderstood because the word that I'm using doesn't mean what I want it to say. So for me, working with teenagers, although I would never say to them, "Oh, you shouldn't use that language" or whatever. It's actually not a correct use of the word, and I think that is important to make that distinction. That sometimes, we can say things that can really upset other people because we don't really understand what the setting is for what we are saying. So Glyn's story from his experience in the store in America, or me talking about my son in New Zealand, it's because it becomes offensive because it's not then in the same field of your experience that you would normally have. So that can make a difference, I think, into how we talk to other people and the things that we do. Anyway, you were going to ask me something.
Well, pardon me. In James, it talks in the book of James, or the letter, sorry. It talks about our tongue being a really powerful force in the body.
Yeah.
Okay, and I think it would be worth reading it, because I think the images that it uses or it shows, or that it talks about in when I read it to you, as it's quite stark. So let me think.
So
James
that's
chapter 3.
in the what we call the New Testament, which is
New
kind of
Testament.
towards the end of the Bible, yeah?
Yep. And starting at verse 2 may as well. We all fail in many areas, but especially with our words. Yet if we're able to bridle the words we say, we are powerful enough to control ourselves in every way. And that means our character is mature and fully developed. Horses have bits in their mouths and bridles in their mouths so that we can control and guide their large bodies. And the same with mighty ships. Though they are massive and driven by fierce winds, yet they are steered by a tiny rudder at the direction of the person at the helm, the wheel. So the tongue is a small part of the body, yet it carries great power. Just think of how a small flame can set a huge forest ablaze. Just a quick reflection on this. Do you think the people who who were convicted of starting the fires in Australia, did they intentionally set it off to be such a big fire, or were they just having a bit of fun and it got out of control?
Yeah, maybe.
Perhaps. The tongue is a fire, it says. It can be compared to the sum total of wickedness, and it's the most dangerous part of our human body. It corrupts the entire body and is a hellish flame. It releases a fire that can burn throughout the course of human existence. Every wild animal on earth, including birds, creeping, reptiles, and creatures of the sea and land, have all been overpowered and tamed by humans. But the tongue is not able to be tamed. It's a fickle, unrestrained evil that spews out words full of toxic poison.
Wow, that's quite strong, isn't it?
Now, this is where it gets really interesting for us as Christians, which is a challenge for us. But let it be a challenge for you. Just replace God, and I'm not saying replace God because I don't believe that you can, okay? But replace God with father or mother or someone that you respect, okay? Because at the same, it says here, we use our tongue to praise God, our Father, and then turn around and curse a person who was made in his very image. So we praise God, and I could curse Trevor with my tongue. The same tongue can be the sweetest, most flattering thing, and then suddenly it turns. Out of the same mouth we pour out words of praise 1 minute and curse the next.
Wow. That's quite strong, isn't it, when you think of it that way? That's what we say. So thinking back to this whole thing of swearing and language, it maybe doesn't matter necessarily whether it's swearing or not swearing. Actually, in the version of the Bible that I've got in front of me, it talks about the enormous damage that our words can do. And certainly thinking about my own experiences as a younger person when I was at school, particularly in junior school, but also through high school, I was often the butt of people's jokes, of people's bullying, and most of the time that was verbal, and it really would do damage in the name calling and the way that I was treated by other people. So I know that that's true. It really used to annoy me that one particular teacher would come out with this, the old saying, and I'm sure you've heard it, but sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. And it's a lie, and I use that very, very carefully because it just is not true. Words can damage people beyond anything you can ever imagine. So,
and sometimes beyond repair.
Yeah, absolutely.
It can affect their confidence throughout life about how they view themselves. Yeah, and it may not display, the effects may not be shown for years to come.
Yeah, that's right.
So this isn't us preaching at you.
No,
it's one having a conversation,
Yeah,
but
that's
also
been
if you're, as you're watching us, is that hopefully what we've discussed and has made you think about, okay, just like your actions have consequences, your words have consequences.
Yeah.
They're just slightly different because actions are physical, words are, they're verbal, they're heard, but psychologically, it can mess you up.
Yeah, definitely. Anyway, let's draw that to a close.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the thing is, it's good conversation to have.
And yeah, if you've got any further comment or if there's something that you disagree with and would like to challenge us on, then feel free, leave a comment in the comment section below. And yeah, right, it's time to probably move on to the thing you have been probably waiting for.
Oh, I need a drum roll.
I don't need a drum roll.
I'm looking forward to this.
It
Glyn.
is my
I've gotta
challenge.
say,
It is my challenge for the week, which has been set by someone. I can't give their name out, but it's been set and I will explain it shortly, or I will do it shortly, but quick little reminder. Set me a challenge for next week. Leave a comment in the comment section or on Facebook through Messenger or whatever. Set me a challenge, as long as it's not illegal, it's not immoral, it's not fattening or unsafe, then, you know, I will do it.
Is
And Trevor will
is Marmite classed as fattening?
No, it's classed as unsafe, but it's unsafe for human consumption. That stuff's absolutely disgusting. And see what I've had to deal with, just constant reminders of this. Anyway, this week, the challenge this week has been, see if you can guess by the sound.
Nope.
Probably not.
No clue.
And it's not putting the bag over my head because that would be unsafe. Okay?
Don't do that.
Don't do that, no.
And please don't try this at home. Let's just put a disclaimer in there.
Yeah, do it to someone else. I'm joking. I have been challenged to see how many pegs I can... Oh, hang on. To see how many pegs I can put on my face.
Okay.
Okay. Now, I may not be looking right at you. I have to be able to see what I'm doing, I guess. Gosh.
No, okay. You agree to this.
I know I agree to it. I've got to do it. Oh, no. Right on the hair. Already it hits. You know what? I'm just doing it here first. I'll put some... I'm going to see. I'll put some on my hair.
That's your hair.
I know. Does that
not count? It's got to be on the skin.
Okay.
Surely. Tell me. Text us now. Does it have to be on the skin? Well, who says yes? I say yes.
Are you just making them up now? Ow!
Yeah,
okay.
That's still too easy, Glyn.
I think it's too easy. So this is already...
Grab a chunk of, like, cheek or nose or eyebrow.
This is too easy. Grab a peg and put it on your ear and you tell me that don't hurt. These are very strong. I'm not going to be a pansy about it.
Don't say that word.
Okay, right, let's just get on with this.
There we go. Come on.
Right, my face is going to be tingling after this, if I'm honest.
Look at that. See, look at me. I'm a dude with 2 pegs on his eyes. What do you call a man with 2 pegs on his eyes?
Peg eyes. Is that what you're going to say?
No.
Oh, what?
I'm not. Please don't.
It popped off.
So there is a world record, believe it or not, for
I know.
how many pegs you can attach to your face.
Does anyone know how much it is?
Because it's a lot more than the 5, 10 you've got on your face at the moment.
Oh, God.
1, 2. How many have you got there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
This is ridiculous, Trevor. Is it safe to say that it was you who gave you this challenge?
I'll own it.
Oh.
It was there, and we wondered whether
you're
this
a minister, Trev.
Possible, and I think he's doing really well. If we had any, I think this has got to be a challenge for next week, Glyn. We need some sound effects to bring this in. Oh, hello. We've got another call now. Hello. Hello. How are you doing? So I'm live on YouTube and Facebook.
Is this your wife?
As we speak.
Is this your wife?
Yeah, it is. Just say hello to everybody. There you go.
Hello.
This is Glyn. Can you see Glyn?
Oh, these are really strong. Oh!
This is Glyn's challenge for this week.
This is terrible.
Lovely. Anyway, how can I help?
I'm starting to drill.
Your phone back. Okay. All right. See you in a bit.
You're going to have to count these because I'm not counting as I go along here.
All right, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25.
I'm talking.
Okay, I think we should probably let Glyn off anymore before he passes out. He's starting to change colour a little bit. Well done, Glyn.
Oh. It's just... Hang on, let's... Don't rip him off, Glyn. That's a bad idea.
Yeah, make sure that you actually press them to get... The eyebrows are the worst, aren't they? Oh. Yeah, I noticed that. All 2 of the ones that I got on my eyebrows really hurt me.
Why isn't that one coming off? Oh, no wonder that was...
Is that
so
one on
that was
top of
one on
another?
top of the other one, squishing down in one
Hilarious.
place. Oh, no wonder that was hurting so much.
Okay, very good. Well done, Glyn. There you go.
Okay, so let's have a quick count and then see if someone else can beat them. So 2,
25.
2, 4. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 27.
Oh, I missed 2. I'm very sorry.
27.
27. That's an excellent score.
It's not too bad at all,
No,
not
I
too
won't put those
shabby,
down
not
there.
too shabby. But anyway, so please remember your challenge for this week. Post your videos to see how many you can get in your mouth. 12 is the number you need to beat. If you want to see if you can beat Trevor about getting 14 in your mouth, then feel free. But 12 is the number that you need to try and get. If you enjoyed the show today, then please subscribe to our channel. Please leave a comment. Hit the notification bell. What else
That's
is
it,
there?
I think.
That's it.
Yep.
Next week we have another guest. We may even have Trev back just for kicks and laughs, because I think he's enjoyed it a lot more than he's let on.
That's been good. I've really
That's
enjoyed
it,
our
and-
conversation.
And you'll let us in on your progress about how not to swear.
That'd be great.
Okay, but anyway, guys, take care. We hope you've enjoyed the show, and we're going to call it a day. Okay, bye for now.
Bye for now.
Bye for
Thank
now.
you.
Bye for now.